And here today to talk a little more about the risks and promise of nanotechnology in the food industry is an expert from the German Federal Institute for Risk Assessment, Alfonso Lampen. Thank you very much for joining us. In our report, we just heard that nanoparticles are already in dozens of products on shelves across Europe, even though they haven't been tested. Is that correct, per se? And if so, how could it happen?
No, that's not correct. Nanoparticles are in the experimental phase, so they are not directly on the market. You can find it maybe in the internet market, internationally. In Germany, in the food store, you never find nanotechnology in food, but maybe in the internet, in China, and also Japan, and also in the United States, you will find special products.
So better stick to the homegrown German products if you want to avoid the nanoparticles. Do you think in the future the benefits of having nanoparticles in food products will outweigh the risks?
No, this is a technology which has enormous potential for developments in the food section. But in regard to the risk, we have to take into account also that every particle has some side effects, and therefore we have to deal with the side effects, and this is depending on the dose of these particles, and we have to evaluate, make a risk assessment of any nanoparticles in food.
Now, we're having a lot of success developing nanoparticles, but not so much developing tests to detect them. Why is that?
Because of the very fast development of the nanoparticles and different nanoparticles, and they can only be detected by very sophisticated physical instruments. And these instruments are there, and actually there are great international projects to develop methods for detecting nanoparticles in food. Right now you can also detect it, but it's more qualitatively. It's actually very difficult to detect quantitatively nanoparticles in food, such as ketchup, for example.
Do you think we need tighter labeling laws that are better enforced?
The law will be changed in Europe. In the European countries, we have a novel food law, and this is actually on the way to be changed, and therefore I expect there will be something coming in this direction.
Would you eat, personally, you yourself, would you eat foods that contain nanoparticles?
I think it depends for what it is. There's very special applications for nanoparticles thinkable, for example, if you have a need for vitamins and you need it in high concentrations, but for normal, healthy persons, I do not see the value of these nanoparticles right now. Maybe in the future, in 10 or 20 years, there may be more applications for this, but right now I personally do not see this development.
And just briefly, we're almost out of time here. How long do you think it'll be before we see nanoparticles on shelves in grocery stores all around the world?
I think in maybe 10 years.
Okay. Alfonso Lampen, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks.